I like that. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. And welcome to RoyalFlex The Brands Introspective Insight. That intro got me going. It just got me going. It got me flowing. It got my blood going. So, just for y'all, I'm going to play it again. In 3, 2, 1. If that don't get y'all hype, y'all need something to go get checked. Y'all need to go get checked because that could be that. You know what? Any jazz inserts, any jazz fills, that just get me hype. But then again, I'm a drummer, so jazz always get me hype. But anyways, without further ado, again, peace, love, and all that good stuff, and welcome to RoyalFlex The Brands Introspective Insight Talk Show. I am your host. I am your founder, King Devdo, aka King Doe, aka King for short. Not King for short, but King. You can just call me King. And this is Introspective Insight. Now let me give you a little breakdown of how the show gonna go today, because it's just me today. That's cool. I got my other hosts, but they preoccupied right now. Yeah, I said preoccupied. But, you know, just because they not here don't mean I can't do what I do. And if I'm not here, that don't mean they can't do what they do and come record a show. It's like recording tracks in the stew. Feel me? I just want for y'all to hear what I'm thinking, hear what I'm saying, hear what we thinking, hear what we saying, hear what goes on in our mind about the various things going on in the world. We young, y'all young. Our audience, our target audience is the young, the youth, our future. I'm still youth, so I'm the future. But in order to lead the youth into the future, you got to lead by example, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm leading by example. I consider myself an entrepreneur because I'm always thinking about ideas, seeing problems and thinking about ideas on how to fix it. You know what? The other day, little sidebar before I get into all the material, but the other day I had a brilliant idea. I think it's a very, very brilliant idea. It will save the world from a lot of different things in terms to global warming and all that horrible stuff. I'm not going to disclose what that idea is because one of my listeners might take my idea, patent it, and then go and make mega millions. So I'm going to keep that to myself and to my circle. But you know what I'm lacking? A multi-millionaire. Anybody seen that new show, APB? Where the millionaire took over the police precinct in Chicago, and he basically using his engineering abilities to basically high-tech, make the 13th district of the Chicago Police Department high-tech and kind of fight crime with police officers and his high-tech machines and robots and stuff. Yeah, I just need somebody like that I can kind of consult with, and then we come up with, you know, the plans, the blueprint to my idea, because I ain't gonna tell y'all what my idea is, and you know, and just do it and then make money. Like I consider myself an entrepreneur. I created RoyalFlex The Brand, and it's an official business with an EIN number. If y'all don't know, that's the employee identification number, employer identification number, sorry. And I'm verified on Facebook because I have an employer identification number. That don't mean I got employees yet, but I'm building something. I'm building it from the ground up. A lot of y'all might have seen what RoyalFlex The Brand is. Y'all probably done seen my website. If you haven't already, go to www.royalflexthebrand.com to check out, you know, our website and what we doing, how we doing it, our vision and everything. Nothing real spectacular, but it's something. Feel me though? So, yeah, so like I was saying, back to my story, I just need a multi-millionaire engineer to sit down with, consult with, talk with, and we can come up with this plan and make these millions, these billions, these trillions. because that's what I'm about. I'm about this money. But, right now I just got to kind of lay low and try to make this money, because I ain't about this money if I don't got this money. Feel me, though? But, all right, so, yeah, so I consider myself an entrepreneur. That's the main focus to the brand. It has an entrepreneurial empowerment aspect to it. And I consider myself an entrepreneur. This show will showcase just that. It showcase ideals. It'll showcase insight. It'll showcase raw, unapologetic dialogue. And when I mean unapologetic, I mean it's really going to be unapologetic. We're going to say some things. We're going to have some deep discussions about things that touch and rub people the wrong way. And that has to do with religion, spirituality, the black community, America, Americans, I mean, you name it, the KKK, white supremacy. Everything is on the table. Anything can be talked about on Introspective Insight, and I want to give as much insight on all those things as the next person. As a young mind, not a political mind, not as a already known black community activist, not as a community leader. I'm just Dev, trying to do what's good for the people, not for everybody else, not for the politicians that's killing us slowly, not for this capitalist society that won't release, what we need to survive. They would rather let us die and experiment on us, trying to find cures for things that can be cured naturally, brainwashing us to do things that, or believe things that's not true. A sense of, and mask it behind being a patriotic. So, that's just a little breakdown to kind of what it is to be a part of the RoyalFlex team, to be a part of this project, to be a part of this movement, because I call it a movement. It's a brand of empowerment through creativity. So I call it a movement because we're trying to empower anybody we come across, and that's real. That's the realest that it go. So without further ado, let me get right into it. So I'm going to kind of structure out how these shows going to go moving forward. This is the first episode, so I'm kind of going to be all over the place. But I'm going to tell y'all exactly what it is. This show probably not going to be as long as the other shows will be. So this show is probably going to be as long as it takes for me to explain everything, go through everything in depth. If it do end up being an hour long, then by all means, it's going to be an hour long. But I'm going to try to go through everything as thorough as possible so everybody know what RoyalFlex The Brand is, what Introspective Insight is, what we're trying to do in respect to our community involvement, international affairs. Because if you don't know, RoyalFlex The Brand is going international this summer, which is really, really huge. And I'm not even saying that it's going to go international in the fact where it's going to blow up, but I have one of my top executives, my top squadron members, leaders, going overseas this summer again. Last year she went to Japan. This summer she's going to teach in South Korea. And then after that, she's probably going to relocate into Japan. So, I mean, we gonna be international for real. Like, we gonna be in Japan and South Korea within the next year, operating in some way, shape, or form. So be on the lookout of all that. So we're going to get right into it. So how we going to end up going into these shows is we going to have the intro. Y'all heard my intro. Y'all want to hear it again? Nah, I'm just playing with y'all. But we're going to have the intro theme music come out. It's probably going to change within the first 10 episodes. It's probably going to change, but that's fine. Because we got King Ocean, my boy my cousin, my fam, my blood. That's one of our producers on our team, and he just be chopping up. We might have some samples on here. We never know what we're gonna get from the King over there in Alabama. So shouts out to King Ocean. We're gonna really be working to kind of personalize our intro theme, and hopefully within the next couple episodes we'll have that finalized and ready to go, and we're gonna have like a big old unveiling. I'm gonna cut the imaginary ribbon with the big scissors, and it's gonna be real. It's gonna be live, and we're gonna kind of bump to it for, I don't know, a minute at the most. So all right, so like I said, this is Introspective Insight. We're gonna break down the name very, very shortly. We always gonna start off with the intro, with whoever's on the show introducing themselves. We're gonna start off with the quote of the show. I'm not calling it the quote of the day. I'm not calling it the quote of the week. It's the quote of the show. So for each particular show, we gonna have a different quote that connects to whatever content it is that we're talking about in the show. And then we're going to leave y'all waiting, because we're going to tell y'all the quote in the beginning of the show, and we're going to break it down later in the show. So we're going to give y'all that little suspense build up thing. Like, it's going to be a good quote, and we're going to break it down and everything. We might kind of tease you a little bit with the breaking down of the quote in the beginning of the show, but you got to stay tuned and stay listening to get the full breakdown on what we think about the quote, how we can apply it to everyday life, whatever the case. Like, we gonna really try to break down everything that we give y'all in this show. Okay, so that's the quote of the show. We gonna always. I'm talking too fast. I'm real excited about this because I'm actually doing it right now, and it's continuous. I'm actually doing it, so I'm excited. See, I can't even talk. I can't talk, y'all. I can't talk. Don't judge me though. The King. Sometimes he can't talk. Sometimes the King believes that he's dyslexic. Read things backwards, spell things wrong. I couldn't spell my last name when I was younger, so, but they ain't labeled me. They ain't labeled me ADD. They ain't labeled me anything else. So, I'm just going to keep living. And if y'all judge me, so what? Judge the King. Feel me? Because if y'all judge me, it's okay. That means y'all listening to the show. So y'all got something to judge. So you see how I flipped that? You see how I flipped that? All right. So moving on from the quote of the show. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna read off the quote of the show for this show. It's a quote from Maya Angelou, and it basically is very powerful. Very, very powerful. It don't really, you know what? It actually does connect to the content in which I'm gonna talk about in the show, because this is what RoyalFlex the brand is all about. It's all about empowering. It's all about motivating. It's all about mentorship and just being able to pass on the knowledge that we learned from our mentors. So, and everybody need a mentor. Don't ever think that you don't need a mentor, because everybody needs some. Look, y'all don't know what I'm about to do. I'm about to connect the quote without even saying the quote. Everybody needs a mentor, because you always need somebody to release to. And when I mean release life. Release your problems, release your stress, your anxiety, just somebody to talk to, because once you release that, you find some sense of clarity in the response given to you from that mentor. And it doesn't have to be, it really doesn't have to be someone that's real old. It can be somebody your age that you look up to, or that you admire or aspire to be. It can be a mom, it can be a dad, it can be someone outside the family, a cousin, but make sure it's somebody that knows what they're talking about, or been through a lot, or have been mentored in the past. Because we pass down what's been passed to us. So if you're talking to somebody that hasn't been mentored before, you're probably going to be more stressed, or your anxiety level is going to stay the same. So without further ado, This is the quote of the show. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya Angelou. Again, there is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. Maya Angelou said that. I'm going to break that down later. So who am I? Anybody know? I know, because I'm me, of course. Again, my name is Devin Anglin. I am the founder and acting chief executive of RoyalFlex The Brand. I put all this together. I had the idea. I think I got the idea back in 11th grade in Avid. We was doing like some type of assignment, and initially I wanted a foundation called Dream Another Day. And it just kind of spoke to the youth not giving up on their dreams. So they keep dreaming days after days after days and working on their dreams and becoming what they dream. And about, I want to say 2 or 3 years, it was about 2014, beginning of 2014, I kind of started building the brand. I created the name RoyalFlex The Brand. I'll break that down in a second. And me and my sister, we kind of created the logo. And I was real excited because we was just sitting on the couch. And we had our computers. And she real dope with the art and stuff. And digitizing the artwork and stuff. And we was talking about it. And then I was like, oh, fist, flex, royal flex. And I put up my bicep as if I was flexing. And I was like, that can be the F. That can be the F in flex. And then we write out royal and we put the flex and we have the crown hanging over the R in royal. So then it'd be Royal Flex. I mean, it was so quick. It was random. I call that a burst of creative energy. So it was random. It was a burst of creative energy. We put it down on paper. We drew it out, and it was that. That became the logo, the visual to the idea. So now we got the visual to the idea. Now I created my installments. So I have 4 installments underneath the brand. I have RoyalFlex Fitness, RoyalFlex Entertainment, RoyalFlex Artistry, and RoyalFlex Outreach. RoyalFlex Outreach will be the nonprofit component to the brand. And what Outreach will do is just that, outreach into the community. Actually create different programs within the community that will help aid the community. And that has everything to do with anything from health testing, health classes, business classes, promoting entrepreneurship, promoting creativity, promoting the arts, creating funding for different arts programs, and just being that actual community outreach organization that we don't have today. I mean, we have the various programs that advertise outreach and speak towards having or believing in outreach, but we don't really have someone within the inner city communities. I have to make that clear. The RoyalFlex The Brand, outreach, everything that has to do with RoyalFlex The Brand is pinpointed and targeting inner city communities for underprivileged youth, because that's often the kids that's disenfranchised, and that's the kids that always seem to miss out on opportunity based off of the income in their family. So why should a kid miss out on opportunity because his mom or dad doesn't make enough on paper? Or better yet, why should a kid miss out on opportunity because his mom or dad doesn't care to put him in a situation where he can strive, or she can strive to be as great as she or he can be? Strive to be, to meet, match, or better his or her potential. That's the vision for RoyalFlex the brand and RoyalFlex outreach. That's the vision. Across the board, that's the vision. It's strong. I tell you that, it's strong. So, RoyalFlex the brand. So RoyalFlex, we come from royalty. The black community often doesn't, they often don't know about their background because America doesn't teach it in global studies, doesn't teach it in social studies, doesn't teach it because U.S. history was created to mask what the U.S. really did in the past. Bars, by the way. That was a good rhyme. So I created a business name. I created a brand that speaks to our royalty. RoyalFlex. The royal reminds us all that we are in fact royalty and we come from royalty. The flex part, most people often confuse that with fitness. The flex part is it represents the empowerment portion of the brand. So royal reinforces that we come from royalty. The flex promotes flexing our royalty. You see how that goes? RoyalFlex the brand. We need to flex our royalty, flex our worth, know our worth, and not let America downplay who we are as black men and women in a black community. We can't let them continue to identify where we come from. We can't let them continue to let them tell us what we can and can't do. We can't allow them to continue to defund the projects, quote unquote. That's why I said it like that. You ever wonder why they call it the projects? Just think about it. What is a project? And then once you figure out what a project is, think about where they call the projects and how it looks. Just think about it. So, RoyalFlex the brand was created to identify that we are in fact royalty and we come from royalty. That Africa is the center of human development, processes, creation. By the way, the first samurai was black, just so you know. And we have the right to flex our royalty. We have the right to flex our worth. We have the right to flex our thoughts, opinions, everything about us, our complexion. We have the right to flex how much we love our black skin, our black people, our black communities. Because that right was often taken from us throughout history, even on our homeland. our major cities and such were colonized by Europeans and whatnot for our rich natural resources. Shouts out to PBS, Africa's Great Civilizations documentary. If you haven't already, go check that out. It's a 6-hour documentary, and they split it into 6 episodes, 1 hour long. And it really is really great. It covers a bunch of things that we don't know about Africa. I even learned a bunch about Africa and its history throughout time that I didn't know. And I'm still trying to finish the documentary. I'm halfway in. I watched 3 episodes. I got 3 more to go. So now we know what RoyalFlex The Brand is. Now we know that when we break it down, what it really means. It's a deeper meaning. So now, what about introspective insight? What does it really mean? So, again, that's the same the same process in which I created RoyalFlex the brand. The name is the same process in which I created Introspective Insight. Do you know what introspective is? How about insight? Everybody know what insight is, really. But do you know what the word introspection is? Let's break that down. So, introspection is the examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes. Don't y'all think that's brilliant? That our show, RoyalFlex the Brand show, Introspective Insight, was created to express one's mental capacity in breaking down various things in the world. And the very word that means that is actually the title of the show. I think that's real dope. I don't know. I just had a burst of creative energy when I created that. And I just loved it. Introspective insight. Oh, instead of introspection, I said introspective. Present tense. So right now, introspective insight. Introspection, again, is the examination or observation of one's own mental and emotional processes. Oh, we're gonna be digging in deep on the emotional side too. Now, I'm not no relationship genius, but I can talk about relationships. I can talk about what I've been through. My other hosts can talk about what they've been through, and we can come up with kind of rational reasonings as to why certain things happened and such like that. So, yes, introspective insight. I thought that was brilliant. So how about insight? How about the third eye? It represents insight. It's part of the ancient Egyptian era. I mean, I love the ancient Egyptians. They did amazing things. Thoth is my favorite Egyptian god. I wonder why. He was the god of intellect. I love intellect. I love intellectual conversations. He was said to draw out the blueprints and show the Egyptian people how to build the pyramids. And if you don't know, the pyramids are brilliant in their own right. To this day, nobody can build a pyramid like how the ancient Egyptians did back in the day, hauling those 10-ton, 20-ton, 100-ton bricks or rocks or whatever you want to call them. I don't even know how they do that. It's mind-blowing. So insight, the third eye. We can't forget the third eye. We can't. Introspective insight. Introspection, insight. Brilliant. I love it. So we about 30 minutes in now. I thought it was gonna take about 30 minutes for me, but I'm only halfway through the content. I still got a lot to go into and to break down that quote. So we're gonna keep on rolling. At this point in the show, I would take a break. The break actually would have been a little bit earlier, but I would have took a break, and this will be the part where we would reach out to listeners, businesses or whatever, and we will give shout outs to any local artists or whatever that wanted a clip of their song or whatever on the show, or businesses that's supporting our show, what we doing. We would shout them out and whatever advertisement they got going on, and tell y'all to go out there and get it. I would love to do that more so on the local level. So local black businesses, definitely black businesses, because one of my goals is to start the conversation to rebuilding Black Wall Street, because we need that. We got White Wall Street in New York. We need Black Wall Street somewhere. Actually, we need Black Wall Street everywhere. We gonna have Black Wall Streets, plural. And Black Wall Street, we don't have to have a stock market. We just have to think about strips of black-owned businesses. We funding our own communities. We building up our own communities through our own money. We got a Chinatown. We probably got a Japanese town. We got a Hispanic town, or whatever you want to call it. Little Puerto Rico, or whatever the case. We got all that, but we don't have a Black Wall Street. We need that. And I definitely want to start the conversation for that. Actually, I just started the conversation for that. And y'all gonna hear me push that and push that and push that, because that's one of my lifelong goals. To be able to influence and start Black Wall Street up again. Because these politicians don't want us to create our own and have our own and be our own and show our kids that we actually own things. They don't want that. They want us to keep digging in their pockets so they can put us in debt. In turn, we paying them off all our life. So I definitely want to start Black Wall Street. So, again, this would have been the time. It's only going to last about, I think it's 3 minutes that I got written down. The break will last a total of 6 minutes. It'll be a 2-minute break for ads or music. And I'm going to call y'all to action. So I'm going to tell y'all to go over to www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com and sign up for our email list. Or I'm going to tell y'all to email us some questions that y'all want us to answer at info@RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. Or I'm going to tell y'all to go like our Facebook page at RoyalFlex The Brand. Or go like our Instagram page at RoyalFlex The Brand. Y'all can just go do that right now, actually. That's my call to action. Or, actually, I got one more. Or I'm going to tell y'all to go to our store by going to www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com and clicking shop. See, I can't even talk. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to tell y'all to go to our store at www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com and clicking shop. I would tell you the direct link to the store, but I can't think about it. I think it's shoproyalflex.com. Shop.royalflexstore.com. Shop.royalflexstore.com. Try that, or you can just you got two options. You can go to our Facebook page at RoyalFlexTheBrand.com and hit the shop button, or you can go to our website, www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com, and click shop at the top. I put the link up there. It'll take you right to our store. We got stuff. We probably going to be discounting some stuff soon. Actually, I got a discount code. I will be posting it when I post this up online. But yeah, so like I said, the break gonna be about 6 minutes long. We got 2 minutes for ads and music, 2 minutes to call to action, 2 more minutes for some more music and some more ads, and then we gonna break down into our brand segment, which is the quote response. And that's gonna be a real good dialogue, because we get to break down some good stuff, and then we end out the show. So I think I've been going good for the last 35 minutes roughly. This one don't have a break for the most part, because I really don't got nothing. I mean, I just took the break a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep on going because we got some time. We got a lot of time, really, and I got more to talk about. So here we go. So I'm gonna dig deep into what this podcast is about. I know I briefly touched on it. Sorry if I'm taking these breaks, because this gonna be a real like weird show, because I'm trying to get the best way to record and kind of look at my notes at the same time until I get me a board where I can write everything and it's gonna be on the wall and everything. But yeah, so for this podcast, for this talk show, like I said, it's unapologetic dialogue, and it's gonna hone into Black Wall Street, creating Black Wall Street, empowering our people in the Black community, reaching out to underprivileged youth, because that's the future, and we have to show them that we can create things positive with a positive vibe to them and keep going. We don't have to always create violent things or violent music or the various things that's already stereotyped within our ethnic group, within the Black community. They already know, they already scared of us. Y'all seen Get Out. They'd rather brainwash us so we can adhere to what they want us to do, as opposed to just trying to understand where we come from and kind of befriend us. That was a dope movie, by the way. If y'all haven't went to go see Get Out, please go and see it. Support our Black first-time director and go see Get Out. And if you've seen it, go see it again, because that's a good movie. And you probably missed something that because it was the first time. You always notice other things when you see a movie more than one time. I mean, to this day, when I watch like Toy Story or Lion King or something, I see something that I didn't see in the first time, and boom, it's like, oh my goodness, it's right there. Like it was right there the whole time. How did I miss this all these years? So if you haven't already, go and see Get Out, because it's real powerful subliminals in that movie. And I'm looking forward to all his other movies that he got coming out and he writing. So yeah, so just this podcast is gonna just be about everything, man. It's gonna be about politicians, Agent Orange over there in the White House, that idiot Ben Carson. We're not gonna bash nobody. We're not gonna bash our own though. We really not gonna bash anybody. It's just strong opinions on different things. A lot of stuff that we talk about may not be factual, but it's strongly opinionated, and it's coming from just things that we kind of got from what we read, what we see, what we believe, really. It's an open dialogue. It's open, raw dialogue. And you're not going to be able to get it nowhere else. It's really something. It's really something to kind of want to be a part of. And if you want to be a guest on the show, just email us at RoyalFlex The Brand. You can DM us at RoyalFlex The Brand on Facebook and Instagram, or you can shoot us an email with at info@royalflexthebrand.com, and we can review everything and get you in studio. I mean, we don't really got a real studio right now because we started from the bottom. We ain't get to the top yet, but we can get you where we at. And or if y'all got topic ideas, what y'all want to hear us talk about, anything like that, just email us at info@royalflexthebrand.com, or hit us up on Facebook or Instagram in the DM and just let us know. Give us feedback and everything, so we know how to improve the show. If y'all like the show, if y'all think that we can improve in certain areas, because we like constructive criticism and we like that active feedback, so we know how to produce the show and make sure everybody's interests are piqued. Okay, so that's what we about. We're about raw, unapologetic dialogue, youth involvement, youth development, politics, relationships, sports, you name it, we're gonna be talking about it. And if you don't hear something that we want to talk about, like I said, just hit us up on social media or email us and let us know what you want to hear, and we'll put a show together just for you, and we'll shout you out for giving us the topic of the show. Even if it's a small little segment, we'll give you the topic of the show, and we'll shout you out. If you leave your social media platforms, we'll shout you out for social media as well. So again, that's what we about. That's what the podcast is about. That's what the show is about. And just the listeners can look forward to real talk coming from early 20s young men and women, talking about a variety of different things. It's going to be giveaways at some point. There's going to be special promos at some point. We just looking to really expand our platform. And in order to expand our platform, we got to put out projects. So, again, our listeners can just look forward to that interactive feel in our podcast, because we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot on our chest. We got a lot in our minds, and we just want y'all to hear what we got on our minds. And we want y'all to give us feedback on what we share, because that's important. That's very important. Active feedback from our listeners, fans, whatever you want to call yourself, is good. And we're going to do this. I don't know what day we're going to release yet. And I'm saying that as if we're live. Like, maybe I'm just in the zone right now. But every week we're going to release the episode. So to the listeners that's listening to this right now, I mean, not right now, but right now, on the now where you click play and you was listening and you got this far, we will be releasing Introspective Insight every week on the same day. So please stay tuned. Be always on the lookout. Like our page on Facebook. Like our page. Follow our page on Instagram. RoyalFlex CEO is our Twitter page. Like that. And just be on the lookout for our releases, our news updates, whatever the case. www.royalflexthebrand.com. We will try to keep that up to date as much as possible. But y'all got to look forward to a lot of good stuff, a lot of positive stuff. We're going to try to work on some community things within the Rochester community. We got a lot of good people on our team. One of my good friends, he's on the squadron. He coming up, and he going to be telling us about the industry. Because he worked for BET, so he all up in the industry. He done met a whole bunch of celebrities, He just did a project with Michael Blackson, the comedian. So he gonna be up here in a few weeks, and we gonna like dig deep into all that stuff. That's gonna be a special episode. So that week we might release 2 episodes. Who knows? But we working every day. So my why, moving forward, my why and why we need a why. My why is deeper than the average entrepreneur's why. My why basically it just kind of goes to my community and seeing what is not getting. And I feel like I can give. If I have the means to give back to my community, I will, because I've been doing it for a while. And we have to have a why that we're passionate about, because no matter what happens, we will keep pushing forward to accomplish that why in any way, shape, or form. So my why is the community, is the youth, is the future. And I feel like I can influence the future on a number of levels. And I'm going to do that by any means. No matter if I'm doing 100 episodes and I only got 10 listeners, hey, them 10 listeners might tell somebody else down the line. I can have 200 listeners within the first couple episodes. That ain't going to change my dialogue. Feel me? So my why is important, because my why influences the future. That's why I do this. So real quick, we about to wrap up real soon, so I'm about to break down the quote of the show. Again, that quote is, "There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you," by Maya Angelou. What does that mean? There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story inside you. That means to me that you should never hold on to things inside of you. If something happens to you, you should be able to release that to somebody. If you're religious, you can release that to God. If you're spiritual, you can release that to whatever spiritual release that you have, whether it's meditation, yoga, that's a form of meditation, anything. Like if you have a mentor, release it to your mentor. If you're close with your family, release it to somebody in your family. Best friend, release it to your best friend. Release those stories, what you experience on a day-to-day basis, or at least release the things that weigh on you the most, because the things that weighs on you the most can hold you back from a lot of opportunities. And I think Maya Angelou really hit on that. Like, I got a lot of untold stories within my body, within my mind, within my spirit. It's not to the point where it's holding me back, but it's to the point where I want to share them. And that's what this show is about. So to my listeners out there, to my fans, my friends, my family out there, if you have untold stories in your mind, body, and soul that you are holding on to because you don't know how to talk about them or be about them or express them, go and find an outlet. It don't matter what the outlet is. It could be a sport. It could be music. It could be poetry. It could be painting. I mean, whatever it is, go find it and do it. Express all that emotion, all that buildup, all that anger, all that grief, all that relief, all your sense of accomplishment, your fears, all that stuff. Just express it in some way, shape, or form, because at the end of the day, you lay it all on the table, and that's a lot of weight lifted off your shoulders. So in my opinion, Maya Angelou hit this hard and hit it right on the bullseye, because a lot of people can't do that. And like I said before, as I wrap up the breakdown of the quote. You should never, ever hold on to things because you think it's better off unspoken, untold. Because those very things will cause you to miss out on a lot of different great opportunities that has to do with jobs, relationships, friendships, business opportunities, because you're going to always second guess yourself. So just release whatever you have built up, because that's for the greater good. And that's the betterment of your health. So without that being said, without further ado, let me tell y'all something. Because we got about 6 minutes. Let me tell y'all something. Share this with everybody. Share it on y'all walls on Facebook, because I know all y'all be on Facebook. Screenshot it and put it on y'all Instagram. Push it, because we trying to do something big here. I know it feel like I've been rambling on for about an hour, but you could be listening to this while you washing the dishes, doing your homework, watching TV, walking to work, walking in the hallways to your classroom. Why you not doing it? And why you playing your Xbox, your PlayStation? You could be doing absolutely nothing, but you could be listening to this show. Introspective Insight. RoyalFlex The Brand. I am the host. I am the founder. I am the acting CEO, Chief Executive Officer of RoyalFlex The Brand. King Devdo. King Doe. King for short. I want y'all to go to www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com and read up on what we're trying to do. Go to our Instagram page. Go to our Facebook page at RoyalFlex The Brand. Like it and follow it. Share it. I want y'all to be a part of this movement. I want y'all to understand what we're trying to do. I want y'all to be involved. Send us questions. Send us topics. Send us what y'all want to hear. We're going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. Go to our store. See what we got up there. Support what we're doing. Positive vibes only. If you believe in positive energies, auras, all that stuff, all we got is positiveness over here. That's what we got. That's what we're trying to spread, because there's a lot of negativity in this world today. It really is. So I want y'all to take this, internalize it, and make it your own in some way, shape, or form. Invest in us. Invest in what we're doing, because with that investment, we can go far. We can do a lot of things within our communities, and it can spread throughout the world, because social media is everywhere. The internet is everywhere. Once I post this, it's up on the World Wide Web, so we can reach far and wide. So let's do this. I'm calling y'all to action. Like our Facebook page, like our Instagram page, like our Twitter page, RoyalFlex CEO. Go to our website, www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. Share our website, www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. Go to our store, see what y'all like. Take something. We're going to be adding hats real soon. We got a few things up there. I got to tweak a lot of things, but we got a little bit of things up there. Go and get it. Let's work together. Let's be together. Let's get this money. Because in expansion, I got a lot of things I want to do, but I need help. So if you feel like you fit in, whether it's art, entertainment, any aspects of art, any aspects of entertainment, any aspects of any of that, just let me know. Shoot me an email, info@RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. And let me know what you interested in, what you do, and how you believe that you can help what we doing. And by all means, I'm always on board to add people to the squadron, as long as they on point with what I'm trying to do. Always, always, always. So, without further ado, this is the end of our show. I already told y'all, asked y'all, challenged y'all to go like us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. The Snapchat is coming real soon. You can like my personal page, King Devdo, on Instagram. DM England 3 at Twitter. Just go ahead, go like us, go be a part of the movement. Share our stuff, share our content, because we all about positive vibes. We all about power moves, and this is what we trying to do. So I hope y'all tuned in for the whole show. I didn't know it was gonna be an hour, but this is the length that we're gonna be on a normal basis. It's a little bit under an hour, but this is the length that's gonna be on a normal basis. So, without further ado, this is RoyalFlex The Brands Introspective Insight. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. King Devdo out. Hold up. Stop the music. I can't believe that y'all let me go without thanking y'all for listening to the show, for tuning in. This is the first show. It's going to be a little sketchy. I might be rambling and scambling and pambling and whatever you can rhyme with mumbling. I don't even think none of them rhyme though. But thank y'all for listening to our first episode of Introspective Insight. Thank you for all of you listeners out there, and I'm pointing to the horizon. To all of you listeners out there, thank you for tuning in and listening to Introspective Insight. The quality, the episodes, the content, it will get better. It will get better and better as we go. So thank you again. And don't forget to go to www.RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. Go to our store, look at some stuff, buy some stuff if you want to. Go over to our Instagram page at RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. Go over to our Facebook page at RoyalFlexTheBrand.com. Go to our Twitter page at RoyalFlexCEO. Go over to whatever else it is that you go to. Because we need y'all to catch this wave of positive energy, positive vibes only, major moves, major vibes, all that good stuff. Because we are, we don't talk normal English. We don't talk proper English, but we are RoyalFlex The Brand owned Introspective Insight. And I'm going to leave you with that dope feel, jazz feel, because it's different from the intro. So I'm going to call that my outro. Now let's go. Thank y'all again. And in 3, 2, 1. Peace. Y'all listen to this. Thank y'all again for listening to RoyalFlex The Brand's own first talk show, Introspective Insight. With I'm running out of time. Let me get out of here. Deuces.